Like a beacon on a hilltop, Tahlequah breezes furled the black and gold. We are back in Cherokee country, and the Buffaloes are looking for an opportunity to bounce back after a couple of disappointing losses this week. However, it will not come easy. On the other side of the scores table is a team that will more than likely be at the big house in March. Can the black and gold bounce back with a top 5 win today? We're about to find out. Hello and welcome to the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma for day 2 of the 3rd annual Sequoyah Invitational. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, along with Nate Brown, and you're tuned into the Buffalo pregame show here on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, and on the KNED app. McAllisterRadio.com, and on the KNED tab, we're also video streaming on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. This afternoon, we have the Riverside Braves and your McAlester Buffaloes in the consolation bracket of the tournament. Partner, the Buffaloes have struggled the past couple of games in the second quarter, and that has put them behind the 8 ball for the second half. How important is it to get out to a hot start against a team as good as Riverside?
Oh, it's absolutely critical. And, I mean, we saw the last time McAlester wore these black jerseys, we were still here in Tahlequah, but over at Tahlequah High School, where your Buffaloes won that game 80-52. And that was a game where we saw McAlester get out to a hot start and not step off the throat of Tahlequah, basically. You're going to have to do that against a top 5 team in 2A here.
Yeah, and that puts up a lot of points, too.
Right.
We're going to mention that a little bit later on. So let's preview the McAlester Buffaloes. They are now 1-2 on the season. They lost to Sepulpa yesterday 70-60, who climbed up to 6A. Again, for the second straight game, the second quarter doomed McAlester. They were outscored 12-6. That dug them in a hole. Then they would come back to tie it and take the lead multiple times in the second half, but Sepulpa answered with big shots in McAllister's momentum every time. For the third straight game, McAlester opponents had more free throws than McAlester attempted. They were 12 of 19 from the line. McAlester was 8 of 9. The two teams that shot similarly, but Sepulpa had just 14 turnovers to McAllister's 23, and Sepulpa outscored McAlester 26-25. At halftime, it was 23-17. Both teams scored more points in the fourth quarter than they scored the entire first half.
Pretty crazy.
And I don't think it's going to be that way here with the Riverside Braves. Let's go ahead and let's look at the 2A fourth-ranked Riverside Braves that more than likely are going to be playing at the big house when March rolls around. They are 5-2, led by head coach Norman Tipicani. They are putting up 72.6 points per game so far through 7 games, only giving up 54.6. Last year they were 20-10. They lost in the area tournament to Hennessy 49-43. They placed 4th in this tournament last year, 3rd in the Hinton tournament, and 4th in the Little Axe tournament a year ago as well. Their last matchup against McAlester was almost 11 years ago to the day. Nate did a little bit of research. December 14th, McAlester won that game 69-62.
Back in 2013.
2013 was the last year that these two teams have played. So far this year for the Braves, their only losses are to Muldrow in this tournament in overtime, and also they lost to 3A 4th-ranked Lincoln Christian 64-55. The game against Muldrow in overtime was 60-58. One of their best wins on the season, though, they beat a top 20 team in Class B, Fort Cobb Broxton. Where you're thinking, okay, they're Class B, they're ranked 17. It was 91-35.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. So that's not the only time they put up 90 this year.
They're a pretty impressive team. That's why they're averaging 72.6 points per game. As for the McAlester Buffaloes, they're averaging 65, which is still really good and much better than what they had last year when they averaged just a little bit above 50 points per game. So McAllister's offense has been shining, but they're going to have to keep up with the high-flying offense of the Riverside Braves. And who are you looking forward to doing that? Well, Rodney Washington now leads the team with 19 points per game. Just behind him, Brandon Smith at 18.7 points per game. And what about Davian Pouncel's start to his sophomore year? 15.3 points per game when he didn't score more than 6 points in a single game a year ago. What do you think about the sophomore's year so far?
Oh, I think it's incredible. He's taken a big step up and taken on the role of basically the 3rd star on this team here.
And what's funny is every single player I mentioned, your players to watch.
Yep.
Nate, tell us about him.
All right, first one up, we got Brandon Smith. We saw Brandon score a quiet 16 points against Sepulpa yesterday, but he really did make his presence known in the second half, scoring 12 of the 16 after the halftime break. As long as we see the same aggressive style of play for Brandon and the rest of these guys, they're going to put themselves in a position to win this game. Next up, we got Rodney Washington. For a while, mostly in the first half, Rodney was the only offense that McAlester could consistently find. While he filled the stat sheet once again, notching his first varsity double-double with 23 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. McAlester will need to see similar success today as they take on such a talented team today as the Braves. And again, Davian Pouncil. Davian's hot shooting to start the season continued yesterday as he's now 5 of 8 from three-point range on the season, which is good for 62%, which is just a ridiculously good percentage.
It's not bad, right?
Very clearly leads the team in three-point shooting.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
Very, very good. We're going to need more of that as well as his rebounding prowess in this game here today.
Transitioning now into our keys to the game for the Buffaloes.
First off, you got to finish around the rim. All game long against the Chieftains yesterday, McAlester was able to get good shots around the rim, but they were not able to capitalize on a lot of those attempts, and it really did come back to bite you. You have to be able to use your size to your advantage in this game. Next up, you've got to control the ball. Yesterday, McAlester had a season-high 23 turnovers, and it really was what cost them the game yesterday against the Chieftains, as McAlester led in almost every other category of stats save for free throw attempts. Take care of the ball against the Braves here today, and you're already in a much better position to win. And finally, you need to use your athleticism and wingspan to your advantage. McAlester has 8 players listed at 6 feet tall or taller. There are only a few teams that can match that size that the Buffs have on their roster, so you need to force Riverside to make long passes, give your defense a chance to make a play, and convert your opportunities in transition when you get them, because that could be the difference in this game.
Let us know where you're listening from on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio. Again, Twitter's the best chance at Buff Sports Radio. Or you can let us know on Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. Again, we are video streaming this game. It is a stationary shot, a wide shot, but that's the only way we can do it with only 2 members of the crew here today. So we are going to be having halftime stats, post-game stats, and all the action in between coming up over the next hour and a half here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. In the consolation side of the Sequoyah Invitational bracket, if McAlester wins this game, they'll be playing in the consolation championship against Glenpool, who defeated Terra Verde earlier today. So if McAlester loses this game, they'll be playing at 11:30 in the morning against Terra Verde. Again, if they win, they play Glenpool, same time, same place, 2:30 once again tomorrow. So we'll see what's in store for the McAlester Buffaloes. They'll be the visiting team on the scoreboard wearing their road black jerseys. As for the Riverside Braves, they're going to be wearing their home white unis. We'll talk a little bit more about it in just a moment, and also look at your starting lineups when we return here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
Welcome back to day 2 of the Sequoyah Invitational here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, bringing you the action alongside Nate Brown, my partner in crime here for yesterday and pretty much the entire season. He's going to be my road partner throughout the year. So let's have the starting lineups, starting off with the visiting team on the scoreboard, the McAlester Buffaloes, who are 1-0 when wearing these jerseys. We have the black-on-black jerseys with the white numerals on the front and back, and McAlester in cursive script across the chest. Starting off with number 1, we have Devion Bickham. Devion Bickham, the sophomore forward, standing at 6'3", and wears number 1 on his front and on his back, and leads the team, well, was leading the team in rebounds per game, but just a clip under 7. We have number 2, Brandon Smith, the sophomore guard, standing at 5'10", averaging 18.7 points per game. The freshman guard, number 3, Rodney Washington, who leads the team in every stat except for field goal percentage. Well, who leads the team in field goal percentage? That is Davian Pouncil, your other starter, sophomore guard/forward, standing at, again, 6'3", wearing number 5. He leads the team in field goal percentage at 55%. And then rounding out your starting 5 for the black and gold, you have the senior guard, number 10, Alex Dooney. Alex Dooney, the lone senior in the starting 5 for the McAlester Buffaloes, and one of 2 seniors on the staff, standing at 5'11". Now going to the Riverside Braves, this is your starting 5. You have number 5, Christian Dobson, the senior, standing at 5'11". You have number 22, Daniel Creeping Bears, the sophomore, standing at 6'1". Number 23, Caleb Anquo, standing at 6'2", the sophomore. And we have 2 players that are listed here that are not on the roster that was given to the Sequoyah Invitational people. So, Nate, if you can, just as we make our way through, if number 12 or number 15 scores, let's see if we get a name on them. I think they're going to be on this roster. I think they're just assigned a different number. So we will see what we get there in just a moment. Again, we do a 10-minute long pregame show. We're not able to go down to the scores table in between. So we will try to get names on those players as we can. But right now, number 22, Daniel Creeping Bear at 6'1", is inside the circle with 6'3", Devion Bickham. McAlester will be moving the ball right to left, and we have Riverside left to right. There's the whistle. Tip is won by McAlester, and it's basketball time here in the Heartland. That tip-off brought to you by McAlester Clothing Consignment. Accepts consignments Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and offers a 50-50 split. Consign with us and pick up great bargains. 1212 South Main McAlester, behind Dollar General. All right, so McAlester with the basketball, 15 seconds in. Opening possession, Davian Pouncil drives towards the rack and can't get the roll inside with the right-handed layup contested inside the paint. As we have Riverside with the rebound, we are fully underway here in Tahlequah. On the right side of the floor, Riverside with the basketball, pass to the near corner is Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear gives it back over to 12 on the near corner. 12 drives in, jump stops, cross-court pass to the far corner. Three-pointers off the back iron. Offensive rebound by 15. He gives it back out over to Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear stops, right elbow, ball's on the deck, almost stolen by Washington, recovered by the Braves. Pass over to the far sideline to Dobson. Dobson looks at the rim, now drives to the high post. Kick back outside, near corner, long three by the southpaw is made. Daniel Creeping Bear, the sophomore lefty, at 6'1", drains the three, and Riverside is up 3-0 on the McAlester Buffaloes. 6:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Washington pass over to the right front court to Brandon Smith. Smith dribbles closer to the corner, looking for someone inside. He's looking for Pouncil, but that was well guarded. 3-2 zone defense being played by Riverside here. And McAlester wanting to slow the game down. Again, Riverside averaging 72.6 points per game. We mentioned that in the pregame show. Here's a pass as Dooney tried to feed it to Pouncil, who is driving along the baseline. Tried to do it with a skip, and it was just barely off the fingertips of Pouncil out of bounds. A turnover on McAlester, who had 23 a day ago. But other than that, they've been really good at keeping control of the ball in their first 2 games. They want to get back to that today here in the consolation bracket. 6:25 remaining in the opening frame. As the top of the corner, Creeping Bear goes for another three and drains it. Daniel Creeping Bear has had 2 3-point attempts, and he's made them both, and it's a 6-0 Riverside lead. Pouncil with the drive in. Pouncil low post, too strong on the rebound. It will be an offensive with the shot. Offensive rebound by Dooney. Long three on the way by Brandon Smith is too strong. We have a tie ball down low. It will go to Riverside as Pouncil got his hands in on it, but so did a Brave.
Not the start you want to see from McAlester on offense so far.
And on defense, you just got to give it over to Creeping Bear.
He's making some tough threes right now.
6:05 left in the first quarter. I bet you he's a big reason why they're averaging over 70 points a game.
Probably.
He's got all 6 points so far for the Braves. 12 passes over to the left wing. The Creeping Bear, who's showing off the handles now. You know he can shoot it. Now he's showing off the handles. Look at that. A spin move in. The paint goes up for 2. And he's fouled and 1. Goodness gracious, Daniel Creeping Bear. The sophomore putting on a show on that last possession. And he'll go to the free throw line to try to give the Braves a 9-0 lead. If you see me getting that hype for an opposing player on an opposing team, you know that it was something impressive. Creeping Bear toes the free throw line. Left foot in front of the right, drains the free throw, and it's a 9-0 Riverside advantage. The 4th-ranked team in Class 2A. Told you they're probably going to be playing in March at the Big House. You can almost Sharpie them in. Left wing, Washington trying to cross over a man, pass to the top of the key over to Pouncil. Pouncil looking right, dribbles left, stops high post now in the paint, gives it back out to the near corner, and they throw it away. Throw it into the Riverside bench looking for Rodney Washington, and we'll have Ryan Cornish check in for Pouncil.
Starting to see that turnover bug come back up for McAlester right here.
Inbound to 12 as he takes it to the left side. Again, Creeping Bear with all 9 points in this game. If you're wanting to know where he's at, he's on the right wing. Currently with the ball, though, at the high post is Dobson feeding out to the near corner with the drive. Zanquo. Anquo goes up for 2, and he is
traveled.
Not fouled, he traveled. So that'll be a turnover here on the Braves, and they'll get the ball back over to the Buffaloes. Finally a stroke of luck there for the black and gold. So Bickham will inbound along the baseline to Dooney. Dooney takes the dribble across the half-court line. McAlester looking for their first points about 3 minutes into the first quarter. And we have a foul down in the low post on the away from the ball as Bickham hit the deck. Foul will be on Caleb Anquo. And it is a flagrant foul. So a flagrant foul on number 23, Caleb Anquo, will send Devion Bickham to the free throw line. This trip to the charity stripe brought to you by Big V Feed Center. For your animals' needs plus winter feed booking prices, call 918-426-1951. So Bickham, with his feet even, takes the first free throw attempt and makes it. And he'll get one more here, and the Buffaloes will get the ball too. Hopefully this jump starts the offense. McAllister's had a couple of turnovers, a couple of missed shots in the paint so far, and one long 3 that missed. And speaking of miss, there's the miss from the free throw line from Devion Bickham, and Buffaloes trailed 9-1. Bickham now on the year is 6 of 8 from the charity stripe. So still a pretty good percentage there, 75% from the line on the year.
You can live with that.
5:11 left to go in the opening frame. Riverside leading McAlester 9-1. The inbound to the near corner, back over to Smith. Corner 3, got it! Paint it goal, just what the doctor ordered for the black and gold, and it's a 9-4 deficit. To a 5-point game. Dooney knocks the ball loose. He thought it was last touched by Creeping Bear, put his hands away, but Dooney, though, prevented Creeping Bear from getting the ball, and right now you want a lot of attention on him as he has cooked McAlester in the first 3 minutes. Still all 9 points from the Braves coming from Creeping Bear. Between the rings, 12. Dribbles up to the three-point line, takes a long 3, and back irons it. We have a ball that goes towards the corner. Dooney trying to get the rebound, double-teamed while he does so, and he'll give it across the baseline over to Cornish. Long pass, gives it straight over to a Brave. 12 driving in, jump stop, in for 2, block shot, no! Cornish got the foul. Cornish got a little bit too much wrist, and we'll have a name here for number 12, I believe, for the Braves. Again, it was not listed on their roster. First free throw is made.
And checking, it'll be number 24 for Riverside. That is Lawrence Little Ghost coming in for number 23, Caleb Anquo.
Still trying to get a name on number 12 here, but
I can't hardly understand what they're saying over the speakers here.
well, the good news is this is a McAlester Buffalo broadcast, and we know all their names. Second free throw is back ironed, rebounded after climbing the ladder. Rodney Washington grabs it. McAllister's down 10-4, about halfway through the opening quarter. Washington dribbles up to the three-point line straight away, passes left wing to Pouncil, who checks back into the game. Smith now with the ball, standing along the far side. Takes a slow dribble up towards the three-point line. McAllister down by 6. Washington says, I'll take the 3 and I'll swish it, paint it gold. Took the 3, they baited him, and he said, okay, no big deal. He's shooting nearly 37% from three on the year. Right wing three, they answer right back. It's feeling like Sepulveda yesterday. Christian Dobson with the right wing step back three. And it's back to a 6-point deficit. Washington passes over to Smith. Smith just hit a three a couple of possessions ago. Smith back over to Washington. Left wing three. Is he feeling it? Yes, he is! Painting it gold. Rodzilla! 2 consecutive threes. And McAlester has pulled it back within 3. They have cut the deficit in half. Dobson, baseline, picks up his dribble, guarded up by Bickham. McAllister's getting the momentum back here. Running with a zone defense, 3-2. Good defense by TNT. The ball's finally thrown over to the right wing, to the left wing. Creeping Bear for 3. Got it. He's 3 for 3 from downtown. Daniel Creeping Bear makes it a 16-10 game. We're trading 3-pointers now. Cross-court pass top of the key. Driving in Pouncil. Up for the tough 2. Can't get it to go, though. Ball's going to be tipped around and rebounded by Creeping Bear. Throws it ahead. Now in transition over to Dobson. Dobson backwards pass. Missed the layup. Down low. Smith's got the rebound. He threw it off of a Brave, and it'll be McAlester basketball.
My goodness. Teams are shooting for a combined 7 of 10 from 3 right now.
Both teams?
Both teams.
Wow. 70% from the field for both of our teams so far. What about from 3 if you have the
No,
time?
that was from 3.
That was from 3? I thought you said from the field.
No, that's from 3.
Wow. We'll see if that is sustainable. Driving in, Washington drives in, goes up for 2, didn't get the foul, misses the shot. It's a long rebound outside the perimeter by number 21, which again we don't have a name for. Far corner, 3-pointer on the way by Anquo. Missed that one, a little bit short. Offensive rebound though, back out to the top of the key. 12 with a 3-pointer, got it! And right now Riverside just shooting the lights out at the gym. 15 of their 19 points coming from downtown. Dooney left wing, McAlester down by 9. Passed it straight to a Brave, and they're lucky that it wasn't an interception. Easy 2 on the other side. Creeping Bear is able to get his hands in on it. There's 3 different players, though, that we don't have names for out of the roster that we were given for the Braves.
At least. 2.5
left to go in the first quarter. Riverside leading McAlester 19-10. Washington takes the right wing 3. That one's off the back iron. Offensive board by Dooney. Good positioning. He's in the low post. Goes up for a triple contested 2. Can't make the shot. Rebounded by 12. 12 moves ahead. Across the logo S here in Sequoyah. Near corner 3's up in the air. That one's in and out. We have a foul that will be on Riverside on the rebound.
Foul on number 24.
And that is Lawrence Little Ghost with the foul.
Cade French going to check in for Alex Dooney.
That's Little Ghost's first. 2 team fouls apiece. And 2:13 left in the first. McAlester down by 9.
Caven Hill checking in for Rodney Washington.
So on the floor currently, French, Smith, Bickham, Pouncil, and Hill. Across the half-court line, French dribbles to the right wing. French tries to feed it inside over to Pouncil and threw it straight to the Braves. Ahead now, over to 21. 21 in the clear, and there'll be a foul called on French as he was trying to have the chase down block. He made too much contact with 21 of the Braves, and he'll go to the free throw line again. We're going to try to see if we can get a name on some of these guys.
Worst case, I'll go down at halftime, take a picture of the scores book.
It's French's first, team third. Free throws coming up here for 21. We've gone 6 minutes and had no stoppages so far. First free throw is no good. The only place they're missing from is the charity stripe.
They're 2 of 4 right now from the free throw line.
They're shooting better from the three-point line than they are from the free throw line. I don't think we ever got a name here for the free throw shooter.
Never announced it. We will get the name at least at halftime.
Second free throw is made, and they go 1 of 2 from the line. That's the third consecutive trip to the line where they've gone 1 of 2. McAlester down 20-10. Washington back into the game. Ball on the left wing, passes between the rings over to French. French feeds it over to Pouncil. Right wing, Pouncil dribbles up to the three-point line. Tries driving, spin move, low post, up for a contested 2, can't make it. That's where McAllister's problems have been in Sequoyah so far, not been able to make their shots inside the paint. And it's biting them again here in the second game of the tournament. Right wing, great move by 12. Jump stop, finds a wide open man left block. Missed the shot though. Missing it was Cordero Bobo. Bickham with the rebound. Washington head to the three-point line. Stutters, now goes forward along the baseline, draws contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for a couple of attempts here. Was hit on the right arm, and 2 free throws are on the way for Rodney Washington.
I really cannot understand what he's saying. because that foul was on number 12.
First free throw is made. But we'll get their names. Again, they're probably on the roster. They're just probably wearing different numbers here is what I would guess.
Right.
We do know that George Sanchez checks in. As Washington hit the first free throw, second one on the way from the freshman, and he missed that one. So a lot of teams going 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Every single trip that we've had for both teams has finished 1 of 2 from the line. As we have a steal here by Washington in transition, throws it to the feet of Dooney, who wasn't looking at first, and he can't save it along the corner. Washington had it. Dooney was slow to get his head turned around. If he would have had it, it would have been a race to the basket. 9-point lead for Riverside with 1:12 left in the first, and they are so far on their way to breaking what they're averaging on the year.
And Bickham checks in for Caven Hill.
And across the half-court line, we have a foul off ball. And it's going to be on McAlester. I heard Coach Norman Tipicani say thank you. It'll be on Washington.
As his second.
He's got to be careful now. Not what you wanted here in the first quarter. That's team foul number 4 on McAlester, and Washington's got half of them. Inbound baseline, 12 looking, and it'll be thrown to Bickham. Bickham throws it off of a Brave. I thought his right foot was still on the line when he gathered the ball back, but it will stay with the Braves. But almost a smart play there by Bickham to try to get the ball. Left wing 3 is way too strong. Ball rolls out of bounds. Last touch by Bickham trying to get the board on the opposite side of the glass. Pouncil checks back in with 52 seconds left in the first. He'll come in for Washington, who will almost certainly not play another second here in the first quarter with just 52 seconds left in here. Don't want to risk his third foul before the end of the quarter. We have a baseline inbound to the right wing to Sanchez. Sanchez back near corner. Losing the ball is 21. Gathers it back as he's guarded up by Pouncil. Around the world we go, between the rings to the black line. Back to the right wing. With a drive in, 21. Bounce pass back to the feet, but gathered up by 12. 12 pulls up the right wing 3. That'll be missed. Gets his own rebound along the baseline. Behind the backboard, he throws it to the far corner. Driving into Sanchez. Sanchez left elbow floater falls. And Riverside leads 22-11. McAlester trying to push it, trying to get the Braves napping. Pouncil quickly inside the three-point line, back outside the Dooney. Dooney pump fakes and drives up for 2 with the left hand. Left it short. Dooney misses the 2, and we have a rebound by Riverside who can wait for the last shot here. Way too many misses right by the basket for McAlester in the opening frame, just like we saw yesterday against Sapulpa. Left wing 12, 5 seconds left, passes up to the high post. Gathering it is Bobo. Bobo outside, right wing 3 is short, rebounded by Pouncil, and that's the end of the first. We had no stoppages in the first quarter, and the Riverside Braves lead the McAlester Buffaloes 22-11 here in the consolation bracket. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes. For over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
We're back in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, just on the outskirts of town, and we have at the Sequoyah Invitational, at the place where they play, the Riverside Braves lead the McAlester Buffaloes 22-11 behind some stellar three-point shooting from the Braves. What did they finish at in the first quarter once you get the chance to let me know?
Yeah, I will let you know here in just a second. I got to get the proper lineup set.
Smith on the floor with Dooney, Pouncil, Bickham, and Washington. Back to your starting 5 for the Buffaloes. Down by 11. So McAlester has the ball to begin the second quarter. They're on the left side of the half-court line for those on radio. For those on video stream, I'm sure you can see. Pouncil picks up his dribble, left alone on the right wing, gives it into the front court to Smith. Smith on the drive, up for 2, off the glass, can't get it to go. We have a fight for the rebound. It'll be a tie ball, and it will stay, well now, go to the Braves as Daniel Creeping Bear came in and was able to tie it up with Pouncil. So far in the first quarter, the Braves took 12 three-pointers, made 5 of them for 42%. At one point, our two teams combined were shooting 70% from the three-point line.
Yeah, we knew that wasn't sustainable.
30 seconds in, that was a rhetorical question when I asked it back in the first quarter. Braves with the basketball as Anquo gets a screen and dribbles right. Inside the perimeter, he stops along the baseline, guarded up well by Pouncil. Looks right, looks left, no one's there. Feeds it now back outside the arc. Going into Sanchez, contested 2, missed it. Rebounded by Pouncil. Buffalo's moving the other way, Washington with the ball. Washington crosses over a man, straight to the rack. He goes up for 2 and makes it. Beautiful move by Rodney Washington, the freshman. And we have a hurt Brave right now as Caleb Anquo is calling for someone to come in. He's holding his left hip. 6:55 left to go in the first half. The Riverside Braves lead McAlester by 9 after a great move by Washington. Driving in, pulling up for the long 2 is Creeping Bear, and he will miss it a little short. Pouncil ahead now over to Smith. Smith saw a lane, will attack the lane, goes up for 2. He's fouled on the right elbow, and he'll go to the free throw line. This trip to the charity stripe brought to you by Big V Feed Center for your animal's needs, plus winter feed booking prices. Call 918-426-1951.
This will be Smith's first trip to the free throw line here today.
Smith on the season just 5 of 7 from the charity stripe. And I say just because he hasn't really taken a whole lot of free throw attempts this year so far. McAlester hasn't in general. He makes the first free throw. And the Buffaloes have seen their opponents make more free throw attempts than McAlester has taken 3 games in a row to start off the season.
It's not good.
Feeling like the Oklahoma City Thunder a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Second free throw by Smith is back iron, and still every trip that we've had by the Braves or the Buffaloes at the free throw line, we've gone 1 of 2. Every one. In the backcourt, Creeping Bear quickly takes it across the floor and stops at the left wing. Hands it off over to Sanchez. Sanchez working around the arc. Feeds it back over to 15. 15 driving in, stopping on the, or excuse me, that's 5. 5, which would have been Dobson, tried feeding it down low. There's a foul first called on another 5. McAllister's 5. That is Davian Pouncil with the foul.
That is his first. That is the team first here in the quarter.
Both teams have 1 team foul apiece. McAlester down by 8, 22-14. Inbound, low post, driving up as Creeping Bear misses the shot, rebounded by Washington. And head over to Dooney. Perfect pass to Dooney. He gathers it back outside to Smith. Smith near corner 3, missed it. We have a ball that gets knocked close to out of bounds, rebounded by Bickham now. Bickham goes up for 2 on the right block, and he's hacked in the act. He'll go to the charity stripe for a chance to be able to get 2. Can we not go 1 of 2 from the line this time?
Love to see 2 for 2 here.
Both teams, not on the shot.
What?
And Coach Dooney's wondering, too, that should be on the shot, right? They called that one on the floor.
What?
And what? Inbound. Bickham says, I'll take 3 instead. And he can't make it, though. As this one's an offensive rebound by Pouncil down the low post. We'll have another tie ball. This one should stay with McAlester and will. I was about to say, if Bickham hit that 3, you're about to see me get kind of lit. Smith will inbound. Smith feeds it out beyond the perimeter over to Washington along the far sideline. Washington creeping up towards the three-point line. Backpedals now as he gets back outside the arc. Passes over to Dooney, left front court. Under 6 minutes remaining in the first half. McAlester down by 8. Now free throw line jumper by Smith. Got it. Nothing but net for the sophomore. And McAlester has pulled it back within 6.
Smith's got 6 today.
5:43 left in the half. Creeping Bear has his pass tipped straight to Dooney. Dooney ahead, threw it right back to a Brave. 12 with the steal, throwing it and dribbling forward to the high post, back outside. Creeping Bear right wing 3 with a hand in his face, does not matter. Dooney perfect perimeter defense, but Creeping Bear has made all 4 three-point attempts that he has taken. Smith on the drive. Smith double teamed, contested 2, got it anyway as he hit the deck. And it's a 7-point game. Riverside leading McAlester 25-18. 5:14 left in the half. 12 feeds to Dobson. Dobson around the left wing. Dobson, good defense by Pouncil, forces the pass over to Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear, high post, spin around, free throw line jumpers, missed, rebounded by Washington. Head over to Dooney. Dooney, 2 on 3, does not have the numbers. Drives in, tries to score in transition. Good move and does so. Left block 2 made by the senior, and it's a 5-point game. Riverside up 25-20. 4:52 left in the half. Right wing with the ball. Braves working around a screen to the high post, and we have an offensive foul. Bickham hit the deck on a moving screen. And with 4s across the board on the time card there, that'll be a foul on number 12, his second personal.
And they actually called that one a charge.
So it's going to be a charge. So Bickham will say, I'll take the punishment, but also take the ball.
Cade French and Wesley Phillips checking in for Bickham and
Pouncil, yeah. Washington has the ball in the right wing, along with Smith and Dooney still on the floor. 4:33 left in the half. It's a 5-point Riverside lead. McAlester defense has really stepped up here in the second quarter. Driving, kicking out late, over to French. French on the drive inside the paint. Can't get the two. We have an offensive board by Washington, and he puts, that's Brandon Smith. Smith with the offensive rebound, and a fadeaway jump shot hit off the iron and fell. It's a 3-point Riverside deficit now. Top of the key, good spin move by 12. Into the paint he goes. He's tackled from the back, but we also had Dooney hit the deck. I think this one, if it's going to be a foul, it should be on French. But if they call this one on Dooney, that's pretty insane. Dooney never moved. They called it a blocking foul, which would say that it would be on Dooney.
We're still waiting for the call.
Oh, they're going to call it on Alex Dooney.
Folks, that's a bad call.
Well, here's my thing. I thought that he was fouled, but I thought he was fouled by Cade French, who went after the block behind him. If you're calling the foul on the block there by Dooney, that's a tough call.
Dooney stood there for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and Coach Mike Dooney is getting his explanation from the official that called that. First free throw is made. Wesley Phillips checks out, and Bickham comes in. I still think he should have gone to the line.
Right, but that's not who the foul should have been on. 15 is going to check out for Riverside. Checking in will be number 32.
Cordero Bobo. But McAlester has held Riverside to only 4 points after they scored 22 in the first quarter. 2 free throws are made for the first time today. As Washington pulls up to the right wing, 3 in transition. Got it! Paint it cold, Rodney Washington. Once again, hits from downtown. Near corner, 2-point game. Near corner 3 is off. Rebounded by the Braves. Took it right away from Smith. Back out to the near corner. He's perfect so far today as Creeping Bear misses his first 3-pointer of the day. That's a heat check. Rebounded by Bickham. Bickham trying to push it in transition. High dribble, lost it. Gathers it back left elbow. Back outside to Dooney. Dooney nearly traveled. Feed inside back over to Bickham. Bickham contested 2. He got it, and we got a tie game. 27-27. McAlester has fought back from down double digits. 3:30 left to go in the half. Top of the key, Dobson with it. Dobson bounce pass out to the left wing. Cross-court pass. It hit the netting, and it went out of bounds. Looking for a backdoor cut of 21. And with the tie game at 27-27, McAlester has been struggling in the second quarter so far in the last couple of games, in their last 2 games where they've lost them. Not so far today. Good stutter. Going up for the dunk, and he's rim denied. Rodney Washington missed it, but Bickham says, I got your back, bro. He got the rebound and the putback, and McAlester has their first lead of the game, and they airmail this one looking for someone along the corner. The Braves throw it right back away, and they got him flustered. Coach Tipicani knows this. He'll take a timeout. McAllister's got the momentum in Tequah. 3:07 left to go in the half. McAlester up 29-27 here on KNED.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918.
So Riverside led this game by 10+. And now McAlester has come back and taken the lead here in the second quarter. They have outscored Riverside 18-5 in the quarter number 2. 3:07 left to go in the half. This is your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, alongside color commentator, stats man, Nate Brown. Again, we are missing some players' names for Riverside. The numbers that they have do not match up with their names on the roster, so we will get those names at halftime from the scores table. We weren't able to get it before the game because we had to go into a pregame show. So we will get those names, though, from Riverside in just a moment. On the floor for McAlester is French, Dooney, Washington, Pouncil, and Bickham. Dooney takes it across the timeline, directing traffic. He'll dribble right. Now he's left alone, pass it to the top of the key over to French. French, dangerous pass, but it finds Bickham. Bickham going up for 2. He's fouled, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say just DV on Bickham going to the charity stripe here, or he should be.
That was absolutely on the shot.
Yeah, that one was on the shot. They were about to go back to the baseline, but Bickham will take 2 free throw attempts here. McAlester has gone 1 of 2 from the charity stripe every time they've gone so far.
3rd team foul on Riverside so far.
Bickham bends the knees, takes a few dribbles. First shot in the air is in and out. Out of all the free throw attempts that we've had by either team so far today, only one player has made both of his free throw attempts, and that was Christian Dobson not too long ago. Washington leads the Buffaloes in scoring with 12, and Creeping Bear leads the Riverside Braves in scoring with 15 so far, with just under 3 minutes left to go in the half. As Bickham's second free throw is missed, offensive rebound by Pouncil. He can't put it back in. Offensive rebound by Dooney. He can't do so either. And Dooney fights for the board, but it's going to go straight back over to the Braves. They got everyone napping on the other side. Up for two. Reverse layup is made, and a fantastic one at that by number 12 of the Braves. We have a tie game again, 29-29. 2 missed free throws and 2 missed shots right by the basket again for the Buffaloes. Again, they were contested, but some of those got to fall. Baseline, Bickham. Bickham double team. Volleyball bats the ball over to Pouncil. Pouncil jump stops into the low post. Back outside, left wing three by Washington. He's filling it, baby! Rodney Washington painting it gold. And Bickham on the other side has a quick steal. Bounce pass across the timeline. Washington pulls up again. Does he have another? Not that time. Rolls out. We have a foul called on Pouncil as he went up for the rebound. Too much contact on number 15 of the Braves. 2:08 left to go in the first half. McAllister's up 3 again, 32-29 by another made three by Rodney Washington. Says, hey, not only can I fly high and dunk the ball, I can also shoot from beyond the perimeter here. I'm the whole package. And we've got a lot of substitutions here. And some confusion right now to see who wants to come in for who. Hill checks in for Bickham, who gets a well-deserved breather after another steal there. Buffaloes lead by 3, 32-29. Slow walking it across the half-court line is 12. Around the world to Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear gets it back to 12. Lost the ball, has to now get double-teamed along the baseline, and a smart play as he jumped up trying to find a Brave. He threw it off of Davian Pouncil out of bounds, so possession retained by Riverside. 12 inbounds to the high post. Smith with a near steal, but it's gathered back by 15 back out far corner. Three's in the air and just missed. Rebounded by Dooney. Dooney will take it himself out of the paint and down the middle of the floor. Dooney stops between the rings, restarts inside the paint, spin move, left elbow. Lost it on the way up, and I think, is this going to be on the floor or on the, it doesn't matter. He's going to get two, no, I'm looking at the timeouts.
Yep.
That's their fourth, so it's on the floor before he went up with the shot.
Bickham is going to check back in for Hill.
98 seconds left in the half. McAllister leading by 3. Smith inbounds baseline, feeds it back, now gets back Smith in the corner, way too short. That one is now hitting the deck. Everyone's trying to see who wants it. Bickham's got the ball. We're going to have a tie ball here. And I don't see a possession arrow on the floor because we are on the same side as the scores table. Scores table shows that it's Riverside's basketball. So they'll get the rebound there, and with 91 seconds left in the half, they trail by 3. Again, it's been 21 points for McAllister in the second quarter after they had 6 yesterday against Sapulpa to Riverside's 7 so far in the second frame. Left wing and a foul called on Pouncil. That will be the team's 4th.
And Pouncil's 3rd.
Pouncil's going to sit the rest of the half. French will check in for Pouncil. So on the floor, McAllister with a little bit smaller lineup. You have Dooney, French, Smith, Bickham, and Washington. Top of the key with it is Dobson. Dobson hands it off to 12. 12 off a screen, dribbles inside the perimeter, right side, lost the ball, stolen by Washington. Washington feeds it laterally over to Dooney. Dooney straight down the middle of the floor, hands it back off to Washington. Washington about 10 feet from the three-point line, right side. Washington eyeing the rim, dribbling between the legs. Passes it left side to Dooney. Under a minute left to go in the half, and a 3-point McAllister lead. Man-to-man defense. No, 2-3 zone defense being played by the Braves, and Dooney just had it ripped away from him. Passing ahead now over to 12. 12 with a 2, and we have a 1-point game. Just swiped it right out of Dooney's hands in the front court. 32-31. French tried feeding it over to Rodney Washington, who was cutting left, then faked the cut back right. French was expecting the cut towards the basket, had the lane if he did so, but it sails out of bounds, and so far Riverside with a chance, although it's been a rough second quarter for them. They have a chance to take the lead here before the buzzer sounds. 28 seconds and ticking here in quarter number 2. 32-31 black and gold lead over the red and white. Dobson trying to drive on French. And we have a out-of-bounds call. Great defense by Cade French, forcing Dobson to take a back pedal in front of the McAlester bench stepped over the line, and that will be a turnover on the Braves. The official there was Johnny on the spot, saw it all the way. 15 seconds left in the half. Now McAlester with a chance to extend their lead before the break. 11 seconds, 10. French, top of the key, 9. Back to the right wing, Smith takes the 3 and airballed it. Offensive board by Pregame, throws it off of a Brave as he went airborne. And with 3 seconds left, McAlester still with the basketball. Smith will inbound. He has French, Washington, Dooney, and Pregame to choose from. Inbounds to Pregame. Back to Smith, it's tipped and goes out of bounds with 1.3, staying with McAlester in front of one of the media tables along the far sideline. So Pregame will inbound, got to have enough of an opening for a clear shot here with 1.3 seconds left. Pregame looks, feeds to Smith at the buzzer, just off the iron, and that will be the end of the first half. We've got a good one here in Tahlequah along the foothills of the Ozarks. The McAlester Buffaloes lead the Riverside Braves, the 4th-ranked team in Class 2A, 32-31. We'll take a break and look at some halftime stats, and we return. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
Welcome back to day 2 of the Sequoyah Invitational here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, just on the outskirts of Tequah. The McAlester Buffaloes lead the Riverside Braves in a good one, 32-31. The Braves led this game at one point by double digits. McAlester was able to fight back. Second quarters have not been kind to them so far this year, including in this tournament. Yesterday, they only had 6 points in the second quarter. Here in quarter number 2, in day 2, they had 21 points to take a 1-point lead over Riverside, who just managed to have 9 points in the second quarter. So our score is again 32-31, McAlester on top. Let's look at how we got there with our halftime stats brought to you by First Realty, 602 South 2nd Street, McAlester. Call 918-423-3122 or visit first-realty.net.
For more than 50 years, First Realty has helped the residents of McAlester and the surrounding area with their real estate needs, whether residential or commercial. First Realty will guide you through the process of buying or selling your home or business. You can view our property inventory online at first-realty.net. We update our listings daily. And don't forget, if you're into pickleball, the Pickle Palace is open. If you have questions, give us a call at 918-423-3122.
All right, looking at your halftime stats, Rodney Washington leads the McAlester Buffaloes in scoring with 15 points. He's 5 of 9 from the field for 56%, 4 of 6 from 3, and 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Has 3 boards and 2 steals. Brandon Smith in double digits as well with 10 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So Smith has only missed 1 shot from the field. He also has 2 rebounds and 1 steal. Devion Bigham with 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, and 1 of 4 from the line. He has also recorded 4 rebounds and a steal. Alex Dooney with 2 points to round up the scoring on 1 of 4 from the field, and a solid 5 rebounds for Alex Dooney. And looking at the rest of the McAlester players, Davian Pouncil has not scored yet, but he has recorded 5 rebounds as well, making up for that in the cleaning of the glass. Now looking at the team stats here, the McAlester Buffaloes and the Riverside Indian Braves, very, very close. McAlester shooting 39% from the field, Riverside 38%. McAlester 12 of 31 shooting, Riverside 10 of 26. The Buffaloes have been able to take 5 more shots. The Buffaloes are 5 of 12 from the three-point line for 42%. The Braves, after just knocking the lights out of the gym here from three-point range in the first quarter, slowed down in the second quarter. They are 6 of 16 at the end of the first half for 38% from the three-point line. McAlester struggling from the free throw line for the first time in the season so far. They were 3 of 8 from the charity stripe for just 38%. Riverside 5 of 7 for 71%. McAlester winning the rebound battle 20-14, 9 offensive rebounds to 4 for Riverside and 11 defensive rebounds to 10 for the Braves. And looking at some turnovers, McAlester has had 8 and the Braves have had 8. So Braves have had 8 and Buffaloes have had 8 as well. This is also pretty insane. There's only been 4 steals recorded against the McAlester Buffaloes offense this year. And we're into game number 4, as the Braves only had 1 true steal against the Buffaloes so far today. All the rest of them have just been turnovers that a young team has been making some unforced mistakes. So McAlester wants to take a little bit care of the ball, but they've also been returning the favor by getting 4 steals on the Braves so far. No blocks so far in this game as well, after we had a ton of them yesterday. So, Nate, as you look at the stats, what are some keys to the second half for the Buffaloes?
Well, like we said, just going to need to make sure we clean up the unforced turnovers because, like we said, McAlester, that's really what's been killing them so far in this tournament. I mean, you're shooting basically even with Riverside outside of the free throw line. You're out rebounding them. You're doing most of what you want. You just have to pay attention. Don't make any bad passes, and you're in a good position to win this game.
So there are 15 people listed on the Riverside roster, and 7 of them are wearing different jerseys than what they're listed at on their roster.
Yeah, so we're going to have basically a different call here in the second half.
Yeah, Devin Burt, he is listed as number 2. He's wearing number 12 today. When we get the scoring from them on the scoreboard, we'll let you know how many points he has, but he's been doing really well. Christian Dobson is wearing number 25. Number 21 is Landon Davis. Creeping Bear is number 22. Caleb Anquo is not 23. He is 35. It is Cameron Burt who is wearing number 23. Number 32 is Jacoby Robinson. 15 is Cordero Bobo. And 25, Amari Amos. So those are the roster that we were able to get. Again, we couldn't get it at the pregame show because we had to jump right on as soon as one game ends. So we usually, if we're doing a game somewhere else, we're able to get that beforehand, but we could not do so today. But again, thank you to Nate Brown who was able to go down and get that for us. But we have all of our rosters correct now. McAlester is looking to go to the Consolation Championship, which if they do win, they'll be taking on Glenpool in the Consolation Championship. If they lose this game, they'll be playing Terra Verde. The Consolation Championship is at 2:30. The 7th place game against Terra Verde would be at 11:30. So that is what we're looking at, and that is what's on the line here on day 2 of the Sequoyah Invitational in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. This is Brandon Green along with Nate Brown bringing you McAlester basketball once again. Buffaloes lead 32-31. When we come back, we'll have second half action heading your way as we flip sides here on KNED.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same-day or next-day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger, well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-31.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
And we're back underway here in Sequoyah High School at the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma for day 2 of the Sequoyah Invitational. McAlester with the basketball and up 32-31. This is Brandon Green along with Nate Brown. Davian Pouncil currently with the ball on the right wing, joined by Dooney, who just got the pass from Pouncil. Bickham along the low post with Washington and Brandon Smith working off a screen by Washington. Washington currently with the ball right wing. That pedals towards the black line with McAlester up by 1, 32-31. In 30 seconds into the third quarter, just now joining us, you've missed a great game so far. Right elbow 2 by Washington is missed. It's volleyball batted into the hands of number 15, which is Cordero Bobo. Inside, Creeping Bear goes up for 2, misses the shot. He has not missed very many today. Rebounded by Pouncil. Shovel pass ahead into the corner. Smith pulls up for 3, can't get it. And we have a volleyball bat out to number 15, Bobo, with the rebound. 50 seconds into the third quarter, no scoring yet in quarter number 3. With McAlester up by 1. Back to the top of the key. Burt for 3. Rims out. And it's tipped around, rebounded by Dooney, who's got 6 so far today. Bickham now on the drive. Bickham cross court. Can't finish with the left hand. And it's rebounded by Devin Burt moving the other way. Bounce pass ahead. Driving in and up for 2. And making the shot and retaking the lead is Christian Dobson for Riverside with 6:43 left in the third quarter. 33-32 Braves lead. Brandon Smith picks up his dribble in the right front court, feeds to Pouncil, gives it back to Smith so he can restart his dribble. Near corner, plenty of distance in between him and his defender. Passes to Washington on the black line. On the moving parts here off the screen, Dooney is able to allow Smith to get open for a pass to the left wing. Now Smith drives in, has a layup over a man, can't get it to go, and cleaning up the glass, Davion Bickham with the putback, and it's a 1-point McAlester lead again, 34-33, 6:09 left in the third.
Bickham has 7 today.
Cross-court pass left wing to Dobson. Dobson jab step right. Went back left. Now tries to drive on. Pouncil says not yet. Now driving in is 5. Turnaround jumper by Dobson is missed and rebounded by Washington. Double teamed on the rebound. Feeds the head over to Dooney. Dooney zooms forward to the top of the key. Will try to drive into the paint. Jump stops. Trying to make it work off his pivot foot, but he double dribbled.
The ball was hit.
Yeah, Coach Dooney's trying to say that the ball was hit. The official didn't have a good view of it. Coach Dooney does speak to the official, who had a better view and says, yes, that ball was tipped. So they reverse their decision. Riverside does not approve of that call, so they're on the near side over here. Brandon Smith is going to inbound along the baseline. Riverside, they didn't have the late game last night, but they didn't get done until about 7 o'clock last night in an overtime loss to Muldrow just by 2 points. Left wing 3 by Brandon Smith's on the way. Got it! Paint it gold! Boom goes the Dynamite. TNT, his second made 3 of the game, and McAlester has their largest lead of the game, 37-33. 5:34 left. A long pass, but it finds its target. Up for two and missing the layup due to Devion Bickham closing in on Cordero Bobo. And it's still a 4-point lead. A pass to the far corner is tipped out of bounds by Dobson. It'll stay with McAlester along the far sideline with an inbound coming up. They've had no fouls by either team so far in the first 2.5 minutes of the third quarter. Dooney gets the inbound. As no one's around him, he will wait for his offense to take shape. Dooney picks up his dribble, feeds it to the low post. Good look, bounce pass to the other block, going up for two. And speaking of block, Bickham's shot was blocked by, I believe, Devin Burt. And it will be McAlester basketball along the baseline as it hit that line.
I met him up there at the apex.
Not a lot of people do that on Devion Bickham. Smith looking to find someone, finds Bickham, thought about the far corner three, feeds it into the backcourt, and easily taking it will be a Brave. Going up for two against Rodney Washington, stops on a dime, but can't make the two. Washington, again, great transition defense. Offensive board by Bobo. Bobo has it ripped from him by Devion Bickham. Perfect transition defense by Rodney Washington led to no points there. As here's a wild shot that almost goes over the backboard by Smith. Tried drawing contact, no whistle. 4:45 left in the third. Dribbling forward, still again, Braves trying to push the tempo. Feeding it along the baseline, couldn't handle it, and it does go out of bounds as he was looking for 23. Cameron Burt. Again, we have a Devin Burt and a Cameron Burt. He couldn't handle it along the baseline. A timeout called, I believe, by Riverside. And with 4:40 left in the third, McAlester leads by 4, 37-33. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
4:40 left in the third quarter. Both teams have 4 timeouts remaining. McAlester will roll with Devion Bickham, Rodney Washington, Alex Dooney, Brandon Smith, and Cade Fringe checks in for McAllister's. Davian Pouncil. So Smith with the inbound, and we're back underway after that 30-second timeout. This is Brandon Green along with Nate Brown bringing you McAlester basketball into game number 4 of the Buffalo season. Top of the key three by Washington. Got it! That's another one for Rodney Washington, his 5th of the game.
He is 5 of 7 from 3 right now.
40-33, McAlester up by 7. 4:20 left to go in the third quarter. It's their largest lead this season, as we have a foul on Alex Dooney. It's their largest lead this season since they beat Tahlequah in the season opener by nearly 30 points.
Foul was on Dooney, his second, team first of the second half.
Devin Burt will inbound far sideline, and he crossed the far sideline as he was handed the ball. He tipped it, just trying to get it in, and he crossed the line while tipping the basketball. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I think we saw it in the earlier game.
I think we did actually, yeah. The girls' game right before ours, Ada lost to Alma. Ada did that before the end of the first half. 4:08 left to go in the third quarter. McAlester leading by 7. Pass to the left wing. French on the drive into the paint. Up for a tough 2 over a man. Got it! What a play by Cade French, the sophomore, with a nice 2. And McAlester leads by 9. They've completely dominated the middle quarters so far. Halfway through the third quarter, McAlester leading again by 9, 42-33. On the drive, as we have a charge! Devion Bickham took the punishment from number 23, Cameron Burt, and says, I'll take the ball too. What a slide and what a set of his feet. Leads to McAlester getting the ball back as they played a near perfect games in quarters 2 and 3. An inbound by Dooney hit Brandon Smith. And eventually goes back to Dooney, who says, I'll repay the favor. I'll give you the ball now to your chest. Smith to the right wing. Passes between the rings over to French. 3:35 left in the third. Smith retakes it back from French. Off a screen, works opposite of it. Smith guarded up well. Long pass over to Washington on the lob, but Washington still in the front court. So he'll back up against what has been a 3-2 zone defense. Here's a screen pass, a screen that leads to Cade French's 3 getting blocked, and then he traveled. Technically, he grabbed the rebound too there. 3:16 left to go in the third. I'm still in football mode. We're just 4 games out of it. I was thinking of a screen pass. 42-33.
That's fair.
3:10 left in the third quarter, and we have a technical foul. And who got teed up? It's someone for Riverside because Rodney says, I got the free throws.
Looks like it was.
So,
sorry. Looks like it was potentially 15 for Riverside.
If it's 15, it's Cordero Bobo. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center for your animals' needs, plus winter feed booking prices. Call 918-426-1951. Washington has taken the most free throws so far this season for McAlester. He's shooting at a 71% clip from the charity stripe. For his first free throw is made as it rolls around the rim a little bit. McAlester leads by double digits, 43-33.
Their largest lead of the game so far. Sorry, I forgot I had that ear off.
Second free throw by Washington is made.
And Rodney's got 20 today.
And the Buffaloes get the ball right back after the technical foul. Again, something was said down here in the low post, I believe. That's what led to the technical foul. They never showed who it actually was on the scoreboard, though. 44-33, McAlester up by 11 now. 3:05 left to go in the quarter. Smith in the right front court. He'll dribble up to the line, picks up his dribble, throws it to the feet of Dooney, but he handles it in the air. Dooney tries to zoom right, goes back to the left, guarded by Burt. Races past Burt, behind the back pass over to the low post to Bigham, back outside to Pouncil. Pouncil now feeds it near corner, double team, and off of the chest to Dooney and into the arms of Devin Burt. Good defense there by the Riverside Braves as Burt dribbles right, now behind the back. Now he tries to go in on Dooney, and the pass is sailed out of bounds as he was looking for Cameron Burt in the far corner. So another turnover here on Riverside as McAllister's making up for yesterday where they had 23 turnovers to Sapulpa's 14. They've been able to force a bunch of turnovers so far here on Riverside. Here's the pass between the rings and a long three by Rodney. Washington finds the bottom of the bucket. I'm talking about a different zip code. That one was from near Muskogee. 47-33. Bingham's got the steal immediately after. A head over to Smith. Smith will lay it in for two. And McAlester feeling good here in Tequah. 49-33. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And a timeout called by Coach Tipicani of Riverside. 16-point lead for McAlester. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell him Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game. Call me and Chase McNutt a boy band from the late 90s, early 2000s, because he and I were in sync. We were looking at the run that McAlester went on since they were down 20-10, and it is 39-13.
Is that good?
It's not bad. McAlester leads 49-33 with 1:54 left to go in the third quarter. Thank you, Chase McNutt, for listening and watching here back in McAlester. Top of the key, great move by that is Creeping Bear. He can't make the two from the free throw line, and it will clank off the rim and get rebounded by Smith. Head over to Washington. Washington stops on a dime. Step back. He'll take the right wing three, and he is all over the place. Rodney Washington once again. He's going to have Riverside. He's going to be in their nightmares. 90 seconds left to go in the third. Step back. Long two along the baseline is missed. Washington can't get the rebound. Up in the low post. Making the two will be number 15, Cordero Bobo. And that ends the McAlester run, but they're trying to start a new one. Brandon Smith, nice Euro step in and a nice block from Christian Dobson. Taking it right away from Smith, who looked like he had the advantage there. Driving in, Creeping Bear goes up for a tough two over two. Buffaloes can't get it to go. We have a fight for the board, and it will be tipped back over to the Braves. Near corner, Devin Burt takes a contested 2. Good defense by Bickham, and it's rebounded by Smith on an air ball. And Smith is grabbed as he was making his way towards the glass. Cameron Burt will be charged with the foul.
And Rodney Washington has tied his career high in 3 quarters. He's got 26 on the night, or on the day.
Rodney does?
Yeah.
That's a new career high.
Oh, I thought he was at 24, wasn't he?
Yeah, Brandon Smith's career high is 26. Washington's career was 24 against Tahlequah. So he's already passed his career high.
I think he likes playing in Tahlequah.
I think he does. 41 seconds left to go in the third quarter. McAlester leads by 17, 52-35. But this time Washington just lost control of the ball. Stolen easily there by Burt, and the Braves going up is creeping bear up for 2. Got it over Rodney Washington. And it's a 15-point lead now for McAlester, who has just dominated, like I mentioned earlier, the middle quarters. 20 seconds left in the third. Dooney picks up his dribble along the circle, feeds it to Washington, left wing, who's just on a different planet right now in terms of shooting from beyond the perimeter. Smith eventually gets the ball right front court. He picks up his dribble, has to feed it long out over to Washington, and he is fouled. This time by Cordero Bobo. That'll be foul. Were they already quick with it?
Yeah,
that should be
number
5.
4.
Or that's number 4. Thank you. Quick with it on the scoreboard. Foul number 4. 8 seconds left to go in the third. Washington, 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Does he have another long 3? No, that one's airballed way too short. A full court shot is going to be well short, and that'll be the end of the third. McAlester strengthens their lead. At one point, it was just 1 going into the third quarter. They outscore the Riverside Braves by 14 in the third. Put those 4s up in the air, Buff fans. You're listening to McAlester Basketball here on KNED.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75905.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
So we head to quarter number 4, and this was a big story in the pregame show. Riverside has been putting up 72.6 points per game on the season. This McAlester defense, who has struggled in the last couple of games, has held them to 37 through 3 quarters. After the first quarter, Riverside had 22 points, I believe, either 20 or 22.
I think that's right.
Regardless, they've held them to less than 20 points since the end of the first quarter. McAlester leads 52-37. On the floor for the Buffaloes is Devion Bickham, Alex Dooney, Rodney Washington, Brandon Smith, and Davian Pouncil, your starting 5. They're trying to make sure that they know whose ball it is. If it is Braves basketball, we need to be on the other floor. Right now,
there was a technical.
Oh, there was a technical before we even started the quarter. That'd be the second technical foul on a Braves player.
And
I don't think it's the same player, though.
If the scoreboard's right, it's on number 15, Cordero Bobo.
No, it says number 12, Devin Burt.
Yeah, they just changed it.
So Washington's first free throw is made. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center. For your animals' needs plus winter feed booking prices, call 918-426-1951.
No idea what the technical was.
It had to be something that was said before the quarter began, as Washington makes both of his free throws. And because of that, the Braves were going to get the ball to be able to begin the fourth quarter. They gave McAlester 2 free throws and the ball before the quarter even began. 54-37.
And now the officials are heading over to the scorer's table.
I think they're trying to make sure that that technical foul wasn't on the same player that received one earlier. Or they're trying to decide who has the ball.
They're looking over to the Riverside bench right now. And now we have
play going to begin.
Okay.
It's going to be McAlester basketball.
Wacky start to the fourth quarter here.
I hope that it doesn't get any more wacky, because if it does, it means that McAllister's going to give up this lead. Inbound to the low post. Davian Pouncil lost the ball, gathers it back, feeds it out over to Bickham. Bickham's got to save it from going across the half-court line, and he does so. After Dooney was hit, the ball came loose, and he grabbed it in the backcourt. But they call a backcourt violation, saying the ball wasn't tipped. Dooney was, but if Dooney was hit, that should have been a foul. 7:45 left to go in the game. McAlester leading 54-37, though. Here's a drive quick to the low post. Burt puts up a 2 and scores quickly on Davion Bickham. Again, Riverside can score in the blink of an eye. We saw it in the first quarter. They cannot slow down here. So look at Rodney Washington go. What a move! Oh, he traveled first. I was about to say that was beautiful, Rodney Washington. But it was so because he took an extra step.
He just said, I'll do it myself.
Yep, except those 2 points are not going to count, unfortunately. McAlester leading 54-39. Riverside trying to start back up here. Sanchez, bounce pass out into the circle. Over to Burt. Cameron Burt feeds to Devin Burt. Devin stops left wing. McAlester chance going on over here in Tahlequah. It sounded like a home game a little bit here as we have a ball knocked off of Brandon Smith, off of a Brave, out of bounds. Smith forcing the turnover. McAlester gets the ball back up 15. Again, we saw the Riverside Braves scored about 20 or 22 points in the first quarter, around that area. We know they can score quick. McAllister's got to keep up their offense. Right wing Dooney looking inside to try to feed it to someone. That's denied. Has to pass it out straight away to Smith. Smith backpedals. Back to the right wing to Pouncil. Pouncil looks inside. No one's open. To the top to keep pass is batted. Taken back inside the circle by Washington. It's 6:50 left in the game. McAllister slowing down and now starting it back up is Washington as he is fouled on his way towards the rim.
It's going to be the second team foul on Riverside here in the fourth quarter.
For those on radio, not a shooting foul. Foul's on Bobo. That's his second personal.
Checking in for Riverside's number 5 and number 22. Checking out 12 and 23. 2
team fouls also on the Braves here in the fourth quarter. Inbound low post, back outside near corner 3. Brandon Smith, painted gold! 57-39, McAlester leads by 18.
Brandon Smith's got 18 here today.
6:36 left in the game. Creeping Bear had a stellar first quarter, has not been able to really do much since, as here's an air ball from a long 2 distance. Brandon Smith clears the rebound. 6:25 left in the game. McAlester slowing things down, trying to get to the Consolation Championship tomorrow at 2:30. If they do so, they play Glenpool, a team they haven't played in a couple of years. Straight away 3 by Washington. That one's wildly off. One of the first times he's been off today. Here's a rebound to the other side, up for 2, and a reverse layup is missed. Another great transition defense sequence by Rodney Washington leads to a Smith rebound. Ahead to Bickham. Bickham, top of the key, pass it inside to Washington, who scores from the right block, and he's creeping in on 30 if he hasn't hit it already.
Just hit
that
30.
Was 29 and 30 for Rodney Washington. And a 20-point McAlester lead. Just under 6 minutes left in the game. Creeping Bear, guarded up by Dooney, stops high post, long lob out to the far corner, swings it right wing, on the drive, up for 2, and we have a charge. Alex Dooney sets up for George Sanchez to get him, and that will be a charge in McAlester basketball. Team foul number 3 here on Riverside.
And checking in will be Cade French and Caven Hill. Coming in for
Smith and Washington,
your 2 leading scorers on the day.
I think they deserved a little bit of a breather here.
Oh, for sure.
But for the first time today, as they take a seat, well, not for the first time, but Riverside's definitely pressing here off the inbound. Pouncil's got it, back over to Dooney, feeds to French. McAlester trying to beat this press, which they struggle with in the middle quarters against Tahlequah, and they struggle with here. Bickham nearly got it back, and now it's officially stolen by the Braves as they miss the transition layup. Rebounded by French. 5:28 left to go in the game. French going coast to coast on a road trip, and he scores! 61 points here for McAlester, leading 61-39. 5:18 left in the game. Driving in, low post, pulls up for the 2, made it. Nice shot by Devin Burt.
That one you just got to tip your cap. That was perfect defense, just a better shot on the offense.
5:08 left to go in the game. Dooney across the half-court line. Stops, loosely double team, passes baseline to Bickham. Bickham low post, turnaround, jump shot is short, and a ball gets knocked out of bounds, touched by the Braves last. And Smith and Washington got some breath in their lungs, and they'll check back into the game. Coming in for Dooney and Bickham. Under 5 minutes left in regulation. And a 61-41 McAlester lead. By the way, the Buffaloes have only used 1 timeout this entire game today. We've only seen 3.
That's impressive. And checking in will be number 32 for Riverside, checking out 23.
So French will inbound baseline with Hill, Smith, Washington, and Pouncil also on the floor. The inbound to Washington, who feeds to Smith, who buries the left wing three. Now TNT's getting hot. 64-41.
He's got 21.
McAlester has just been automatic from three-point range where they have struggled the last couple of games. 4:44 left in the game. Hand the ball off over to Dobson. Dobson pulls up for the long two and rims out. Offensive rebound underneath the basket. With it is Jacoby Robinson. He goes up for two and scores.
Foul's going to be on Pouncil, his fourth.
And I think Bickham's about to come in for Pouncil here. It's a safe lead for McAlester right now, but like we mentioned, we saw Daniel Creeping Bear make his first 4 3-point attempts. He can easily get restarted here. And the and one attempt is in and out. We have a rebound by Pouncil in the paint. Threw it straight back to a Brave, and the two is made by number 5, Christian Dobson. What I just tell you? 64-45 on the scoreboard, and we have another steal here. Behind the back, over to Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear driving in. Two is missed, and the putback is good. 64-47. Riverside slowly but surely getting back into this one with some steals here with the press defense. French tipped pass out of bounds across the far sideline. And Dooney and Bickham will check back in. Coming in for Hill and, I believe, French. So the starting 5 is back on the floor. Again, Pouncil playing with 4 fouls right now. It's a 17-point game if my math is mathing right.
That is correct.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Dooney dribbles past 2 defenders, drives into the paint. No look pass to the low post to Bickham. Bickham looking around, can't find anyone. One dribble, spin move in the paint, scores! Devion Bickham, masterclass down in the low post. 66-47. And a steal here by Washington. Oh, clear the runway! Oh my gosh! Rodney Washington, take flight! Rodzilla brings down the house. Two-handed slam nearly brought down the rim with it. 68-47, McAlester leads Riverside. Top of the key three, Creeping Bear. That one hangs on the rim and falls in as he starts back up. Three-pointer made. Quickly, McAlester goes to the near corner. Three up in the air by Smith, in and out and back in again after it kisses the glass, but it's a two. He stepped on the line. So it's a 70-50 game. McAlester back up by 23-11 left to go in the game. Right wing, Creeping Bear. Lost the ball along the far sideline, saved by the Braves. Dobson guarded up by Washington. McAlster's got some fouls to give. Pass is tipped, recovered back by the Braves again, and Creeping Bear, far corner, driving in Dobson baseline, tried finding someone along the low post, and stepping out of bounds is Christian Dobson. And McAlester is 2 minutes and 55 seconds away from punching their ticket to the Consolation Championship tomorrow at 2:30 against Glenpool.
Checking out is Brandon Smith and Rodney Washington. That might be the end of their day.
Inbound over to Cornish. Cornish working with Dooney, Pouncil. We have Phillips and Bickham also on the floor. Braves continue to press. Dooney in the backcourt. Got to get across. Passes over to Phillips, and we have a tie ball or a timeout first. Timeout first called by Coach Dooney with 2:43 left to go in the game. McAlester leading 70-50 over Riverside here on KNED.
Stipe Law Firm, your first call when the unthinkable strikes for over 80 years. We focus on wrongful death, personal injury, truck and oil field accidents, insurance bad faith, probate, end-of-life preparation, and Social Security disability claims. We are here to advocate for you in all of your legal needs. We are a full-service law firm with over a century of experience representing Oklahomans across the state, professionally and discreetly. We win our cases in courtrooms, not on social media. Call today, 918-423-0421, or go online to stipelaw.com.
Well, we've been waiting for a Rodney Washington breakaway dunk to see what he would do, and like I said, I think he went a little bit safer, though. I've seen him do some crazy.
Yeah, we've seen him do a little crazier, but that was still a nasty dunk.
McAlester leading 70-50 with 2:43 left to go in the game. On the floor right now for McAlester is Wesley Phillips, Alex Dooney, Ryan Cornish, Cade French, and Devion Bickham. Dooney breaks the press by himself down the middle of the floor, going towards the rack, high off the glass, can't make the shot, and we have a rebound by the Braves in transition now. They go right to left. 3-on-3. Stopping and restarting. Bird back outside. Right wing three on the way by Creeping Bear. In and out. Rebounded by French. French double teamed along the baseline. French feeds it across that to Cornish, who barely gets over to Dooney, who dribbles down the near sideline. Dooney going to the rim. No-look pass for Phillips, who can't handle it. Gathers it back before it goes out of bounds. Now driving in is Bigham, who might have taken a foul there. After he misses the shot, though, it's rebounded and scooted across to Creeping Bear. Creeping Bear past Bigham on the drive. Kicking late. Bigham nearly with the steal. Wide open three in the corner by Burt is in. And a timeout called by Coach Tippecanoe. They'll have 2 more remaining. 1:59 left to go in the game, and a 17-point McAlester lead. 70-53 our score here on KNED. Oh, excuse me. I know that we're on. That wasn't a.
They subbed.
Yeah, they didn't sub. Hey, I know that on the radio side of things, we have a commercial running right now. Can we cut those sounds? We're back to play. They were just subbing. They were allowing them to sub. 1:55 left to go in the game. McAlester is leading 70-53. Cornish at the between the rings mark is looking for someone to pass it to. Feeds over to Hill. Hill driving in, bounce pass late, trying to find Phillips. It gets knocked out of bounds. He'll stay with McAlester with 1:44 left. So apologies for anyone. It looked like they were pointing towards Coach Tippecanoe for a timeout after the made 3. But it stays with McAlester now after the pass out of bounds. Hill's going up for 2, and he's pushed on the way there. We'll see if they call this one on the floor or on the shot. And that will be on the floor. So, and into the game is Schuler Pickens, who inbounds far corner to French. French shovel pass to the edge of the circle to Hill. Hill to Cornish, right front court. About 90 seconds left in this one. McAlester looks like they're well on their way to playing in the Consolation Championship tomorrow at 2:30 against Glenpool. The last time that those two teams played, it was in the Titan Classic a couple of seasons ago. Passing to the low post as Hill was fouled on his way towards the basket. And that should be foul number 5 if they haven't counted it yet.
That is 5.
So that should be 2 free throws on the way for Caven Hill. This trip to the free throw line brought to you by Big V Feed Center. For your animals' needs plus winter feed booking prices, call 918-426-1951. Caven Hill has gone to the charity stripe only once so far this season. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was in Tahlequah, which we are in Tahlequah, but at Tahlequah High School. His first free throw is banked in. Anyway, that's how I used to do it back when I was younger. Just use the box. The box is there for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if it's there.
Adam Sandler swears by it in Grown Ups. Hill's second free throw. That one's not banked in. He gets his own rebound, though. Goes up for 2 and says, I'll take 2 for the price of 1. It's a 20-point McAlester lead, and French has got the steal on the inbound. He goes up for a reverse layup and throws it over the glass. Well contested, but he tried. 1:10 left to go in the game. McAllister's leading by 20, 73-53. The Braves work down the floor in what will be a McAlester win here today as they get back into the win column. Here's a left wing 3 that's in the air and a little too strong from Amari Amos. Rebounded by Hill, feeding head to Phillips. Phillips threw it to a Brave, and it will be stolen by Adarius Shoemake. Hill taking himself towards the rim and score after stretching out his right arm. 73-55, McAlester going to take this one more than likely with double digits unless we have just a scoring onslaught here in the final 36 seconds here by the Braves, but it will be a McAlester win regardless. French on the drive in the paint, kick late to the near corner. Cornish for 3, air ball, a little strong. Rebounded by Amos. Taking will be Tartza across that court line, guarded by Pickens. McAlester in the 2-3 zone, 16 seconds left in the game. Pass back out left wing, 3-pointer in the air by Shoemake is off. Another offensive rebound here by the Braves, 10 seconds left. Far corner, trying to force his way inside. Can't, stolen by Cornish, 4 seconds left in the game. Cornish one-on-one towards the buzzer, and he'll just wait and dribble it out. And that will be the final score here today from Tahlequah. The McAlester Buffaloes beat the Riverside Braves 73-55, and that is a fantastic win for the McAlester Buffaloes, a team that's ranked 4th in Class 2A, a team that is more than likely, if you want my honest opinion, going to be playing in March. If you want to ask me right now, if you're going to have me bet, I bet that they will be at the Big House in March playing in the 2A state tournament. And that's a fantastic win for the Black and Gold as they get back into the win column. They improved to 500 on the year, and they'll be playing Glenpool in the Consolation Championship tomorrow here. Same time, same place at the Sequoyah High School at the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. So ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo fans far and wide, grab that brush and paint that win column. Black and gold. 73-55, our final here today. We'll take a break and be back here on KNED.
Running into an old friend is nice. Running into a total stranger? Well, not so good. Now, you don't need help from Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop for those greetings with friends, but if you have one of those unwanted encounters with a stranger, give Buck Wilson a call at 918-423-3161. They are expert craftsmen, specialists. They can straighten out your situation. Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop, 103 East Oklahoma, McAlester. Again, call 918-423-3161.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
So, checking accounts. There seems like a ton to choose from, right? I was looking for one that didn't charge monthly fees, with bounce protection, and had mobile banking. I found the Bank NA. The Bank NA has been voted #1 for 10 years in a row in the McAlester News Capital's Reader's Choice Awards. The bonus is that they're local, so the money stays in town. Call 918-423-2265 or go in to find what you need in checking options. The Bank NA. Strong, secure, and ready to loan. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, the Nissan year-end sales event.
Come dash through the snow in the all-new reimagined Kicks.
Or give the gift of pure adrenaline and test drive a Z. No reindeer here, it's all horsepower.
Santa isn't the only one delivering presents this year. We'll even put a bow on it.
And don't forget to tell them Maddie sent ya. Finn Nissan is your best deal dealer. Shop us online now at finnissan.com.
Don't freeze before the slam dunk. Flare it to the goal. Warm as a fireplace or cool as winter snow. When summer blazes or winter bites, Freeze and Flare Comfort Advisors will be on site. Don't despair. Call Freeze and Flare Heat and Air. Licensed, bonded, and insured. Mechanical license number 001-44485. Freeze and Flare Heat and Air LLC. Your comfort's our game.
Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester says bring on the monstrous discounts. Get up to $17,500 in discounts on every new Ram truck in stock, including all heavy duties. Use this savings to pay off those credit cards and other bills just in time for the holidays. Patriot makes your next Ram truck affordable, which allows you to pay off those pesky bills. Patriot Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in McAlester. Stock number 24559, MSRP 75.
McAlester Direct Primary Care offers 24/7 access to your provider, deeply discounted rates on labs and imaging, more time with your provider, same day or next day appointments, and even home visits for a flat monthly membership fee. We now offer hormone replacement therapy in addition to our other services. For more information, please stop by our office, McAlester Direct Primary Care at 6th and Carl Albert, or give us a call at 918-233-6522.
Welcome back to Tahlequah, Oklahoma, here at the Sequoyah High School, the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in the Sequoyah Invitational. The McAlester Buffaloes defeat the Riverside Braves, a top 5 team in Class 2A, by a surprising score to me, 73-55. The Braves have been putting up a ton of points on the year, averaging 72.6 points per game. They put up 90-plus more than once, I think twice so far this season. And the Buffaloes, after they exploded in the first quarter for 20 or 22 points, the rest of the way they only scored a little over 30. The McAlester Buffaloes were absolutely phenomenal in quarters 2 through 4. After a slow start, they didn't slow down the rest of the way.
No, they didn't.
And final score 73-55, the McAlester Buffaloes win. We'll have some more thoughts about this after we look at our post-game stats. That's brought to you by Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, your full-service automotive repair shop, brake work, and heat and air repair. Plus, we do MIG and TIG welding. We're McAllister's only full-time exhaust shop. From race cars to your grandma's cars, we do it all. We sell tires and wheels. Barlow Built Performance and Automotive, 1 West Monroe Avenue in McAlester. Open Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Call 918-318-0323. All right, Nate, you got the floor.
All right, Rodney Washington was your leading scorer with a career high 32 points. First time he's hit 30 in his career. don't think that's going to be the last either.
It took him 4 games to join the 30-point club.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
He is not your average freshman, ladies and gentlemen. He shot 10 of 17 from the field, good for 59%. And then from 3, 7 of 11 for 64%. That is very impressive. 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals. Brandon Smith had 23 on the night, 50% shooting, 9 of 18 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. He had 6 rebounds and 2 steals as well. Devion Bickham had 9 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 0 of 1 from 3, 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Had 5 rebounds, 4 of those offensive, and also had 3 steals on the day. Cade French had 4 points with 4 rebounds and a steal. Caven Hill had 3 points with 2 rebounds, one of those being offensive. Alex Dooney, he was second on the team in plus-minus with a plus 20 on the game. He had 7 rebounds, 5 of those offensive, and again, 2 points. Pouncil, he was actually held scoreless from the field. He was actually held scoreless on the day, but he did have 5 rebounds on the game as well. But a lot of that was more than likely due to the foul trouble he was in. He ended the game with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he had 3 fouls in the first quarter, I believe.
Right. And then after that, Ryan Cornish had a steal, and that is it for your individual scores. We'll move on to team stats. McAlester shot 44% from the field, 27 of 62. I don't know why I went dyslexic. I am not dyslexic, folks. 11 of 23 from 3. That is very good for 48%.
Yeah, McAlester on the season coming into today, we're 31% from 3.
So 17% higher. Only thing that you might be able to complain about in this game was they were 8 of 14 from the free throw line, good for 57%. You want that to be closer to about 70%. McAlester out-rebounded Riverside today. That is 35-29. So won the rebounding battle there. McAlester had 17 turnovers. Riverside only had 1 steal on the day. And McAlester forced 20 Riverside turnovers today. Riverside shot 39% from the field, 36% from 3. And those are your team stats.
All right, so your final thoughts on this one as McAlester advances to the Consolation Championship against the Glenpool Warriors. First time that they faced each other since, like I said, the Titan Classic a few years ago.
I mean, this might be the most impressive win I've seen by McAlester team since I've been calling them. Riverside may be 2A, but the class size does not really matter in basketball, like in high school basketball.
As much as it does in, like, football.
Right. I mean, it does matter some, but when it comes down to it, 2A is still pretty close to 5A in terms of talent. So to beat the 4th-ranked team in 2A by nearly 20 points.
And a high-flying offense that's put up, like I said, 90 multiple times this year. Once against a top-ranked team, or, well, not top-ranked, but a top team in Class B earlier this year.
Right, and Daniel Creepingbear, he was on fire in the first half. You barely heard from him in the second half. I'd be surprised if he scored more than about 5 points in the second half.
I wouldn't be surprised when they face Terra Verde tomorrow if he doesn't go off for 30 himself.
Oh, I'd be surprised if he doesn't as well, because that was a very impressive Riverside team. McAlester just, like you sent out in the tweet, they caught fire in this game, and they were not going to let Riverside come back in that second half.
Really, they went out and took it. And if you were wondering, was that game against Tahlequah last week, was that a one-time thing, or is this the team that you can kind of expect? That's the expectations that McAlester has for themselves, wins like what they had against Tahlequah. They knew that they didn't play up to their potential against Durant earlier this week, and they knew they didn't play up to their potential against Sapulpa yesterday.
Right.
But today, after a slow start, quarters 2 through 4, there was no doubt the rest of the way. Mm-hmm. And McAlester played to their potential. They played very, very well, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. And a chance to be able to finish 5th in the Sequoyah Invitational, which we're finding out is a very, very tough tournament. Yeah. So I think we've about covered everything here as we're about getting ready to head on out of here and get ready for 2:30 again tomorrow. Nate, can you thank our sponsors one final time, and we'll wrap things up here from Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
I'd like to thank Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, the Bank N.A., Fenton Nissan, Friesen, Flair, Heat and Air, Patriot, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram of McAlester, McAlester Direct Primary Care, Stipe Law Firm, and Buck Wilson Frame and Body Shop. Thank you for putting us on today and throughout the entire season.
And a big thank you to our board operator, Wyatt Hubbard, for his work this afternoon, and thank you, the listener, for spending your Friday with us. One final time from Day 2 of the Sequoyah Invitational at the place where they play in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. The McAlester Buffaloes take a top 5 win in 2A over the Riverside Braves, 73-55 the final score. Until tomorrow when the Buffaloes wrap up tournament play here along the foothills of the Ozarks, on behalf of Nate Brown and myself, this is Brandon Green saying, Buffaloes win. And don't just have a great night, have a Buffalo night, everybody.